Hi guys, Deluded Gooner again. I'm here to talk about a question that it bugs me. I mean, we all say it. I mean, do footballers earn too much? I mean, constantly we say this player earns too much. He's all about cash. We've seen it with Adebayor, with Cole, Nick Rooney, numerous players. We say they live in a bubble. They're immune from everything. The amount of money in football is immoral and things like that. While I believe a lot of that is true, I believe it's too easy to point to the footballers and for the amount of money that's in football they don't really see it. It's like I feel we need to look behind the cameras and the football pitches for the men behind it. I'm talking about the economists, the marketers, the CEOs that have been to well regarded educational establishments, or their parents have been to it, and they're in a pretty little network, a little close knit bunch, and you never see them part of the elite. I always say football mimics society, and I'm talking about the football elite in the footballing sense. So yeah, a lot of them do earn their money. A lot of them do can't be done. You do need marketers and economists because you need to grow the game. But if anyone doesn't deserve it, it is them. I mean, let's look at it like this: they're the ones that are exploiting. Well, they're exploiting fans really because I mean, you look at the ridiculous kit deals. You can't buy a replica kit for a decent amount this time anymore. Ridiculous ticketing schemes and membership schemes to buy tickets. Ridiculously expensive ticket prices and all the others. I mean, there's plenty of examples of the ways they try and um, take money out of fans' pockets. Added to that, they leverage the brand because you see it in numerous pointless international friendly tournaments across the globe, numerous international friendlies. Even the FA do it. Off topic, while we're talking about the FA, they have the 400 million kit deal. They won't implement reforms, but stuff like that. So yeah, it's these sort of CEOs that need to be spoken about. Like let's look at Arsenal as an example. Firstly, it's worth noting that wage. I think it's what they call it. Wages to revenue ratio is at 60%. That's one of the lowest it's been in recent years. The average Premier League salary is 1.7 million. But yeah, back to the main point. Even Glazidas, yeah. Whatever you say, people look at it away from Arsenal for a sec for why we failed for not having certain players and this and that. Let's look at it. Arsenal, big club, 12, 13 years, mediocre, haven't won anything. Does our on-field success correlate with off the field? No, it doesn't, and that goes for a lot of teams because like I said, we haven't won anything major, but our brand continues to grow. Our global footprint's increasing. I mean, we've got I see everything quoted up to 226 in cash revenues. In revenue, we've got over 300 million. The club is worth over a billion. Apparently, if Kroenke decides to sell if and when, he stands to make up to a billion in profit. Even Glacides is on a 3 point something million a year contract plus bonuses. Where's the impetus on the people at the back to match the off-field success with the on-field success? There is none because he stands to make that, and Kroenke stands to make it regardless. Like Kroenke, I can't blame him if he's a businessman and he bought the club for the wrong reasons. In my opinion, I can't blame him. He wants to make money, but that's my point. The backroom don't have to care about on-field success as long as they grow the side commercially, because Arsenal's success doesn't correlate. Yeah, you can say we're in the Champions League, that's why they don't really care or this and that. If we went out of the Champions League, of course it would force their hand because they wouldn't get their consistent money, and we all know the value of the Champions League. But yeah, next example, let's look at Man United. 20 glorious years under Sir Alex Ferguson. Biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the world, got one of the best supported clubs in the world. Haven't been anywhere near where they used to being in previous years. Has that stopped their off-field success? No, they're a marketing machine. They've got the most followers on Twitter. They continue to announce record-breaking profits. They're continuously up there for the biggest club in the world in terms of money. It always changes between them, Barca and Madrid. It depends on what you judge it by. I suppose taking a random guess at the time of this video, they'd be like second, third because they're not in the Champions League. But you get the point. Where is the impetus on Woodward and Glazer to deliver sporting success? Yeah, the fans may make noise. Every fan may make noise at their owners time and time again. But generally, the commercial success is ridiculous compared to the on-field. So there's nothing pushing the Glazers or Kroenkes or these sorts to do anything. So they can sit back and make money. And the footballers are the scapegoats. The footballers are prawns. The footballers are commodities. Footballers are nothing but commodities. They come a dozen. Obviously, quality, it varies between quality, but they come a dozen. They come by the dozens. They're stockpiled by every club. They're no different from gold or any crops. Like, let's look at the Premier League. The Premier League, 5 billion. They own 5 billion in TV rights. They've just sold the rights the other day to China for 500 million. Look how much money that is in the game. While we're on the subject of China, they clearly want to improve footballing wise. They've sent several investment people and entrepreneurs to buy stakes in European clubs, which they have. They're trying to grow their own league. You've seen them come and get managers from Europe and players from Europe and offer them ridiculous fees to join their leagues, and they will grow their footprint. Why? Because they know the potential that can be earned in football, and the Chinese venture capitalists that know nothing about football are coming into the game and doing it. So, in my opinion, could you blame someone like Tevez that grew up in a favela playing football for burgers, in the twilight eras of his career, a footballer's career at best, let's just say 15 years, he will never be a part of that elite group or make that sort of money. Can you blame him for taking that? I don't think you can. These entrepreneurs and stuff, they've got a fine network and family members of entrepreneurs. They see football as a project. So I can't blame these footballers who come from these backgrounds for taking the money. Like, it's put in them. They're being tempted and they're taking it. I mean, if they're going to make that, I've already said, look at the fees. Look at what these sides are going to make. You look at the Premier League, 20 years consecutively, revenue has been growing. It's ridiculous. Like I said earlier, 15 billion, the combined leagues in Europe, 15 billion is their revenue. The market, the football in European market by the end of the 2016-2017 season is meant to be something like 27 billion. That's what China want. Look at the money that is in football. How can you blame the players? They're nothing but prawns in this. You look at from the FA to FIFA, who are trying to even FIFA are trying to announce a new World Cup with more teams, saying, "Oh, give the smaller teams a chance." No, it won't. It's to get you more money. Like, these are the people. These are the elitists. It reflects society. You see this in the housing market in our country, and you see this in the financial market. So footballers are being squeezed. You look at like I said earlier, the wage to revenue ratio is down. Look at the amount of revenue that is in it for the club, and the footballer's average salary is 1.7 million. It's still a lot of money, but I can't blame these footballers for leveraging their worth and caring about themselves and caring about money, because look at it, they're gonna get blamed for money anyways. So why not? Like, they're scapegoats. Of course, some footballers just care about money, of course, but for the large part, they are scapegoats. It's these people in white suits and corporate folk that need the blame, because 9 times out of 10 they don't know football. They just buy it for venture capitalist purposes. You've seen it with Valencia, you've seen it with United, you've seen it with Leeds, you've seen it with us, you've seen it with Liverpool when they had that consortium. You've seen it with Swansea. To a degree, it's even at Palace, Forest, even teams like Forest at some point, Blackburn. Like, the players, of course, the players can be brainwashed and at fault, but for me, it's the CEOs in the Premier League, because they are capitalizing on the supply and demand of the Premier League and getting more money from it. And I fear it's never going to stop. It's a bubble. Like, we keep propping it up. We're guilty ourselves because we love this game. We have an unhealthy obsession. I have an unhealthy obsession. I'm never going to stop watching football. So, to some degree, whatever they charge people to go to tickets or whatever they charge on TV, people are going to pay it. But the longer you prop it up, the bigger the burst is going to come. That's all I can say. Like, what do you lot think? Get at me on Twitter, man. Thank you for watching. I don't know. Personally, I still don't know if footballers earn too much or not. I still don't. In fact, I think they don't. I do believe some do. But yeah, man, it's Deluded Gooner signing out, man. Thank you for watching. New videos on the way. 2017, I promise. A lot of videos. I've been slacking at the moment. Like I said, thank you to anyone who's watched this. Share it. Like it. Follow me on Twitter. I always tell you it. Deluded Gooner 04 for everything. Thanks for watching again, guys.